In a ruling at the Bougainville National Court of Justice, Andrew Isau and Philip Mino was sentenced to 21 years in hard labor for their involvement in the murder of Stephen Apini.
The court's decision follows a trial that revealed disturbing details surrounding the crime, which occurred when Apini and his family were ambushed by a group of drunken men demanding money on a road in Okofo village, Kairuku district in Central Province. On April 16, 2024, Philip Isau Mino pleaded guilty to the charge, while Andrew Kola Isau denied it. However, the court found Isau guilty, implicating him under Section 7 of the Criminal Code for enabling the commission of the murder by demanding money from the driver, which prevented them from fleeing. The incident escalated when Mino, after calling for his accomplices to clear the area, fired a shot from a firearm that tragically struck Stephen Apini in the chest, leading to his death shortly after being transported to St. Gerard Hospital. Judge Salika noted the aggravating factors, including the use of a firearm, the ambush nature of the attack, and the unnecessary loss of life. He emphasized the need for accountability, stating, "You took the life of a person who did not deserve to die." Both defendants received a 25-year sentence, with 4 years deducted from time being served in custody. Consequently, each will serve a balance of 21 years, with no part of the sentence suspended. James Guka, National MTV News.
Alluding to existing agreements between PNG and partners to boost national security along PNG borders, Act Now PNG campaign manager Eddie Tanago recommends the PNG government to consider similar monitoring on illegal logging activities. With about 3.1 million cubic meters of tropical wood exported primarily to China, according to 2017 reports, Papua New Guinea became in recent years the world's largest exporter of tropical wood, exceeding Malaysia. This was aided through a legal mechanism called the Special Agriculture and Business Leases. According to a government commission of inquiry, most SAB leases lack informed consent of the local people and involve fraud, misconduct, and incompetence. In a call to addressing this, Mr. Tanago makes this recommendation.
I understand there is a current or an existing cooperation between the U.S. government and Papua New Guinea to protect the waters of Papua New Guinea. One appeal I would like to also ask the government and those donor partners is to extend similar deals, and give the okay to, these partners and the U.S. Coast Guard who are working together with our maritime authorities, if they can also check logging ships.
While acknowledging that PNG ought to be on guard for drug smuggling and illegal fishing activities, he highlighted that illegal logging is a national security threat.
Because logging operations happen in very, very remote parts of the country where there is very, very less, or even zero monitoring as well too, or policing as well too. And it is really a huge threat to our national security. So this is an ask and a plea to those in authority if they could include those kind of arrangements as well too, so that one is not only talking about drug here, but the issue of illegal logging as well too is here. How, whether these people are coming in with proper work permits or not. So there's a lot of issues all in one if they could work together and trying to tackle not only the issue of drug, but the issue of illegal logging, issue of unlicensed workers.
The Bank of Papua New Guinea expects a 3% growth in 2024, driven by the mineral sector, construction, and higher prices for some agricultural exports. However, BPNG has also noted that the business environment in PNG has been experiencing difficulties. Governor of the Bank of PNG, Elizabeth Kina, during a presentation of the monetary policy statement yesterday, acknowledged the challenges businesses in PNG are facing.
The bank's business sentiment survey conducted in July 2024 suggests that firms are operating in a very high-cost environment, which is adversely impacting on their operations. Prices are expected to remain high, while efforts are being made to source cheaper alternatives to manage costs and increase revenue and profit margins.
Business environment has been difficult because of foreign exchange shortages, inflation, commodity prices, and drought. Ms. Kina said the bank does not underestimate the challenges businesses are facing and the pressure they are currently under.
It has been a very difficult year, and we are expecting further improvement in the second half, driven by the high activity in construction, agriculture, wholesale and retail, finance and insurance, and mining sectors.
She said the challenges people and businesses are facing are not unique to PNG. They are made more difficult by the domestic barriers to business, including excessive red tape and poor infrastructures. Ms. Kina said the policy adjustments they have been making at the Bank of PNG with respect to the exchange rate, improving the effectiveness of monetary policy transmission, and the recent legislative changes are all part of the reform process, setting the foundation for sustainable and inclusive economic growth for the future.
We are in a period of change, transformational change, and our focus is on ensuring these reforms are implemented properly so that your businesses can access foreign currency on demand, inflation remains well controlled, and long-term prosperity is within reach for all Papua New Guineans.
According to a rural household survey conducted by the International Food Policy Research Institute between May and December of 2023, found that an important share of rural households in PNG face food insecurity.
Food security is when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food for an active and healthy life. It was revealed that an estimated calorie intake reported by surveyed households found that only 45% of households consume a daily calorie amount that meets the recommended calorie threshold for a lightly active individual. 35% of the survey sample meets the recommended calorie intake for a moderately active individual. The survey went on to highlight also a lack of protein intake in rural households. It was highlighted that over half of the food consumed in the sample households is own-produced, signifying the importance of subsistence agriculture in the rural areas. However, agriculture production data suggests that the households grow a limited variety of foods, hence the results indicated. The researchers suggest that the survey findings indicate that a greater focus could be placed on educating both men and women on the importance of a nutritious diet for better health outcomes. It was noted that the household survey analysis suggests that there remains a significant food nutrition security challenge in PNG. Esther Gane, National MTV News.
The people of Sialum local level government in the Tawai CRC district of Morobe province have finally taken a stance against the ongoing fighting and killings in the area. A peace agreement was reached and signed by 22 community leaders from the LLG at the Kanome station over the weekend.
The conflict-infested area of Sialum marked a significant occasion over the weekend when a peace agreement was signed to cease fighting and welcome the flow of government services such as policing. A total of 22 leaders, each representing their people from the 4 zones of the Sialum LLG, signed the peace agreement. Nomu councillor from one of the 4 divisions, while thanking the provincial government for taking the initiative, urged the community to take ownership of their faults and start working to be the change they want to see.
occasion where like changing mindset blow you me. Long this Governor, thank you too much. You come to straight him shalom. Last talk blow me emosem. Change the come long disaster. And me no same change in mind. Now you come as a human being. Now you come long new plating thing. Me appeal on you shalom too. Long dedua jiwe no more amuen. You know about you me talk governor about alright you me. You yet alright you, then the people will know what you're going to do in this land. I'm straight, huh? Now yet you change. Go on talking about man Mary. You change today, then we see the miracle.
The initiative has come about following a 100,000 Kina commitment made by the provincial government 2 months ago when the fighting in the area heightened. After back and forth peace talks and facilitation by local leaders and mediators between the warring factions had enabled this peace process to take place. Governor Luther Wenge commended the community for agreeing to peace and assured support from his office. The occasion was witnessed by delegates from the provincial government, police, Northern Mobile Group and the general Sialum community in Kanome where the LLG headquarters is located. Jessica Nui, MTV News, Lae.
Since 2013, PNG Kidney Foundation has treated over 500 kidney patients. This was announced by the kidney specialist, Dr. Stephen Bogosia.
Dr. Stephen Bogosia shared the experience before the hemodialysis service.
Years, the kidney services at Pomgen has started providing for a hemodialysis service, but that wasn't the case back in 2013 coming into 14. We were struggling, and many doctors, physicians like me, we would always have to send our patients home because there was a lack of such service as hemodialysis. And when we sent them home, we usually asked them if they had money. If they had money to go abroad, we would help them to go abroad because we would find a place. But those who did not have the finance to, pay for the treatment abroad, that was the end of the line. Many of them went home. If they had money in their accounts, they had to go remove it. They had to talk to family and plan everything for the time they will pass away.
He said since Kidney Foundation came into PNG, it has helped many kidney patients.
13 going 14, when PNG Kidney Foundation came over, they, with the help of Sir Martin, helped to establish the first hemodialysis center actually in the country in a government-based setting. So the initial setup was under Ward 7 in Portmore General Hospital, where they provided hemodialysis services to patients at Pomgen. And that in itself started to change what was happening to our patients. We were sending them home to die, but now with the kidney service slowly being developed in the hospital back in 2014, that helped many patients to stay alive from that point on.
He said they are planning to open further centers across the country to treat people with kidney failure.
Now PNG Kidney Foundation has grown from initially 2 machines back in 2014 to now almost 13 machines in the biggest center they have now at Kennedy. And they are planning on opening further centers, which they have already done one in Mendi, and they're looking at another center in Tabubil and one more in Port Moresby, which they will open up so that it will go to help more of our people who are living with the condition of kidney failure.
He confirmed that they have treated beyond 500 patients.
The number of patients was seen over the years from back when we started. We started with 7 patients. Now we've gone beyond 500. We have many patients, and there are more coming in. And Pomgen itself is planning to build another bigger center. And I think many of you who are dialyzing out of the Pomgen center itself now will notice the new setup in Ward 1D on the ground floor.
Esther Gane, National MTV News.
Minister for Police and Internal Security and Regional Member for Bougainville, Peter Chiamalili Jr., presented a check of 1 million Kina to President of the Autonomous Bougainville Government, Ismail Toroama, and the Bougainville Partnership to boost Bougainville's participation in the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme. Bougainville's participation in the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme is supported by the Australian government in conjunction with the autonomous Bougainville government, the PNG Labour Mobility Unit and the Bougainville Regional Member, Minister Chiamalili Jr. So far, 85 Bougainvillians have travelled to Australia for seasonal and long-term employment through the PALM scheme. Minister Chiamalili Jr., when presenting the check, said the economic impact of this initiative has been extraordinary. Many participants have used their earnings to build homes, launch businesses, and invest in agricultural projects, including cocoa nurseries and buying dry-bins. President Ismail Toroama also acknowledged the labor mobility, stating that the program not only provides financial opportunities, but also empowers Bougainvillians to gain valuable experiences that will benefit them and their communities for years to come.